Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how lawyers can use YouTube to build trust, to showcase their expertise, and to attract more clients. Because you already know YouTube is the second largest search engine. And so we're going to walk through how to develop the know, like, and trust factor with potential clients before you ever even meet with them in a consultation. We're going to turn what could be a cold lead into a hot lead for your law firm. So let's talk about why YouTube works for lawyers. People search legal questions on YouTube just like they would on Google. Or even if they search on Google, YouTube results are going to show up organically in the Google search results. And videos build trust a lot faster than your text would. When they can see your face, hear your voice, connect with you, see how you interact and talk, that's going to build more trust than any words you can put on an ad. And unlike an ad, which if you are running an ad and you're paying for it, maybe you're paying for it on Facebook or on Instagram for 3 days, 5 days, a week, your video is up and running and works for you 24/7. And if you really want to know why YouTube is a great method for you to start to build new clients, build revenue, and increase trust, is that most other lawyers don't want to make YouTube videos. I can't tell you how many times I have talked to a law firm owner who wants to increase revenue, who wants to get more clients in the door, but will not make the YouTube videos. They don't like how they look on video. They don't like how they sound on video. But your videos are not about you. They're not about the lawyer. They're about providing education, information to the potential client. Now, if a potential client doesn't want to hire you because they don't like the sound of your voice, they're not going to be a good fit for you, right? But that's not the issue. And I'm in the same boat. I do not like the sound of my voice on video, but I still do it anyways. I still show up anyways. And I have never, ever experienced a client saying, your video was great, but the sound of your voice I really didn't like that. That's never happened. That's not going to happen to you. If the person doesn't like the sound of your voice, they're not going to reach out to you to hire you. They're not a good fit for you anyways, right? Making videos for your law firm is a great way to get ahead of your competition. Playing the SEO game is very expensive. And if you are a solo who's trying to keep their overhead low, you can't compete with these mid-sized, large-sized firms with these huge ad budgets and marketing budgets. You can't compete. But again, a lot of them are not making regular video content for their firms and for their potential clients. That's where you have your opportunity to shine and to get ahead of your competition. Now, videos don't really have to cost you anything to create. You don't need the fancy mic. You don't need the fancy camera. Your iPhone is a great tool to use to record your videos to start. So set up your phone, hit record, and talk for 5 to 7 minutes answering questions. So let's get into what kind of videos do you make. You are going to start off by answering common client questions. What kind of questions are you getting in all of your consultations? What are people looking up in your practice area? Google will tell you. Google will tell you what clients are looking for, or use some kind of form of AI, ChatGPT, Grok, whatever you want to use to look up what kind of questions people are asking. Or another great website to use is called answerthepublic.com. I'm pretty sure that that's correct. It's free, and you can type in a question like, I don't know, about wills, right? What is a will? And it will give you like a list of like 50 questions, and it'll rank them based on popularity of what questions people are asking about wills, right? And so that is a great place to start with a type of question to answer in your video. You can also do a myth busting questions and correct any kind of misconceptions about your practice area, things that people, get wrong all the time about your practice area. Maybe even behind the scenes about you and why do you do what you do and what made you want to become a lawyer. Like, people want that human connection with you, right? If they're going to entrust you with their legal problem, most of these clients probably have never had to hire a lawyer before. They may be going through one of the worst times in their lives that they're reaching out to you. And so if they have gotten to know you a little bit beforehand by you sharing about what you do, why you do it, and how you started doing it, that's going to build that trust. That's going to build that likability and that connection before they've even met with you for a consultation. Also, when you're talking about your practice area or answering legal questions, keep it in plain English, okay? Talk normal. Talk like you're in a consultation and your camera is a potential client sitting across from you at your conference room table. That's how you should be talking to them. Just normal English language. Also, just because you've answered one question doesn't mean you can't answer it again in another video. I have answered the same questions over and over and over on my law firm's YouTube channel. So my law firm, it's Dow Law Firm, DAL Law Firm, and that's the YouTube channel name. And I answer the same questions over and over again. We just phrase it differently. And not all the same people are watching the same videos, right? And so you're going to reach a new audience every time you post a new video. So I could take a question like, what is a will? And there's so many different ways that I can answer that same question about what a will is. We have, what is a will? How do you know if you need a will? Is a will right for you? What are the requirements for a valid will? How is a will different than a trust? Like, I could go on and on answering questions about what a will is. And now each video is its own video. I'm recording a new video each time. However, I'm going over the same talking points in every video, right? But I'm just approaching it a little bit differently every time I answer that spin-off of a question about what is a will. So don't think because you answered the question of, I don't know, how do I know if I have a good personal injury case? You could answer that question in so many different ways. And I know you may feel like it's repetitive to keep doing it over and over, but not for the new clients that you keep reaching. You are building your authority and your expertise on that issue. So let's talk about next how to optimize your videos for clients. I am not a real tech-heavy girl, so I'm going to be honest with you that I don't know all the real tech answers to these questions. But let's talk about some simple things you can do that if I can do, you can do to optimize your videos. Make sure your titles are something that's going to resonate with the question that they're asking, like how to do such and such. Do I need such and such? What happens if such and such? That's how you're going to phrase those questions in your thumbnails and in your titles of your videos, okay? Make sure your thumbnail is clear. Make sure it stands out. It doesn't have to be clickbaity. You don't want that. You don't need to keep up with the current trends. You want it to look professional, right? But make sure it's clear. It should have your face on it so they know who the person is that's talking behind the video before they even click on it, okay? Make sure all of your videos have a call to action in them. So in the description, you should have your website, your phone number, whatever information you want to have about your firm, how to contact you. If you want to have your consultation link, if you have one in there, you can do so. I don't in my firm's YouTube page because I don't want just anybody scheduling a consultation with me. They need to be filtered out by my team first before they're able to schedule an appointment with me. But if you want to, if that works for you, great. Make sure it's all listed. Make sure people can contact you and you have that description in every video. And also, when you're making your videos, be conversational. Be you. Now, you're going to be professional, but also talk like you're a normal human, right? It's about the relationships that you're building with these potential clients. Again, what's going to differentiate you from every other estate planning attorney, from every other criminal defense attorney, from every other PI attorney is that they feel like they've already gotten to know you. They've already built a relationship and have decided that they want you to be their attorney. That's what sets you apart. That's why making videos works for the solo law firm owner. All right. let's talk about building trust and authority. Because this is really where you win with your YouTube videos and how you're going to convert those potential clients into actual clients, okay? When you are talking to someone, again, the camera in front of you, whether it's your phone or an actual camera, you're going to treat that as though it's a potential client sitting in your office, sitting in your conference room, or on the Zoom call or on the phone call. That's how you're going to talk to the camera. You're going to have empathy. You're going to be professional, right? You're going to be you. So it's a mix of all those things, right? So like when you're talking with the person, it's genuine. It comes from a real place. You don't sound robotic. We're breaking down those barriers because I could only imagine if I were in a client's position and I had to hire an attorney and I just went through something devastating. I lost a job and I need to file bankruptcy. I was in a traumatic car accident and now I need a personal injury lawyer. I was charged, with a crime and now I need a criminal defense lawyer. Like all these things are scary. And so if you can approach your conversation with the camera as you would a client in your office, that's going to come through in the video. That's going to start to build that trust factor, that like factor, that know factor to where they're going to want to work with you. Also, when you make videos, be consistent. I'm not perfect. I don't always post every Monday or every Wednesday, but I would say to post once a week. And you can sit down once a month and record your 4 videos and then have them drip over the course of the month, right? Once a week. Be consistent, or if it's twice a month for you, whatever the frequency is that works for you. But if you're looking to build, get more clients, increase revenue, once a week is where I would suggest. And also, no, this is a slow race. Okay, we're not becoming these next big YouTubers. It's going to take you a while. Even now, I have videos that will only get 30 views. But if those 30 views are potential clients in Washington State who need to get their wills done, that is a win. That is a huge win. You don't need thousands of views. You just need a handful of new clients coming from your videos to make it worth it because YouTube is free. It costs you nothing but your time. So I'm telling you, the ROI on making YouTube videos is high, but you have to keep showing up. You have to be patient. You have to be consistent. And then also, when you get comments, engage with them, respond to them. Now, I will say a lot of times my response is, you may need to talk to a lawyer. You may need to schedule a consultation, right? Because you can't be giving a bunch of legal advice in the comments of a YouTube video, right? There needs to be a proper consultation. You need to kind of assess what's going on and make your, determination. But at least acknowledge them, like the comments and respond to them. Acknowledge them so that they feel seen and heard and that you're actually paying attention. All right. Now let's turn to how we're going to convert your viewers into clients. Again, you're going to make sure that your contact information, your website, your consultation page, your, phone number, to text you, to email, that is all in the description. That has to be there in every video. You're also going to want to consider, people call them lead magnets, but I only consider it a lead magnet if you're using it to build an email list. In my law firm, I don't have an email list that I'm building, but I do have PDF guides that I use. And so we provide them to people, and there's one for estate planning, there's one for probate, there's one for sale by owner transactions, like my common kind of practice areas and things that I do. We have these PDF guidebooks that we give to people when they schedule the consultation to kind of, again, help onboard them to working with our firm. Also, remind people in your video what state you're licensed in. Now, for some practices, it's not state specific. That's great. I think immigration is one of them, or like IP is one of them. So if you can help clients across the country, great. But if you are only licensed in a certain state or multiple states, make sure you state that in the video and welcome them in your video as you're wrapping up to contact you, to reach out to you. that you are happy to see if you can help them. Now, let's kind of run through what my intake process looks like. So, if somebody sees a video and they reach out to the firm to work with me, my team, make sure that they're a good fit and filters, them, and then they're sent a link to my online calendar. I use Calendly. I love it. Works great. Integrates with my LawPay beautifully. That's what I use. There's a lot of other options, but I use Calendly. They can pick a date and time that works for them and their schedule. When they book it online on Calendly, they also pay my consultation fee. My consultation fee is $195 for 30 minutes, and I apply that consultation fee as a credit towards legal services. So they pay that when they book the appointment. Again, this is all happening on their end. My staff is not having to manually do this. They are picking their date and time, they're booking, they're paying, all on their own. Once they have done so, they get an email confirmation of their appointment with the date and time, if it's by phone, if it's by Zoom, if it's in person. They are getting our intake sheet based on what the consultation type is. They're getting our estate planning guide, and I mentioned this guide a few moments ago. So in the guide, it's going over what to expect, our estate planning process, some FAQs. It kind of breaks down some simple explanations of the estate planning document. It covers pricing. It covers FAQs. It has client reviews. It has links to my videos. They get all this before they've even met with me. And you know what that means? It means that by the time that they meet with me for the consultation, they already know what they want. They already know they want to work with me. They already know what it's going to cost them. They have sold themselves in the consultation. So I'm answering some questions, confirming things for them, but there's not a lot of selling that I have to do. And we've talked about selling in other videos. But at this point, if you follow this process, the clients have sold themselves. They are ready to sign the engagement agreement and to pay you. All right, let's go into some common mistakes that you need to avoid if you're going to start making videos. Don't be too formal. Don't use a bunch of legalese. Clients are coming to your videos because they're already confused. They want answers to their questions. They want clarity. They want to understand. They don't want case citations. They don't want statutes. Ugh, yuck. They don't want that. That's your job, not their job. That's your job to know. Your job is to explain it to them, to be informative, to be educational, and to help, to be of value, to be of service to them. Okay? Another big mistake, not having your contact information. I have said this a few times now. Make sure you are including your contact information in your video description for every video that you post. Next mistake, not being consistent. Don't make 6 videos and abandon your channel because you only have 10 subscribers. No, you keep going. You keep building that audience. You keep showing up even if you feel like people aren't watching. It's going to come, but you have to be patient. But keep recording. As someone, I've been making YouTube videos for my law firm for 4 years now, maybe 5, somewhere in that range. I get calls from my YouTube channel like daily, and I'm not even BSing you. Daily, okay? And these people, I get a handful of people who are from a different state, and I can't help them because I'm only licensed in Washington. But I get a lot of business from my firm's YouTube channel because I've been doing it. I keep showing up. If somebody has a question about estate planning, I think I've got 70 videos about estate planning on that channel. Another 30 or 40 about probate. A bunch more about real estate and other overlapping practice areas. So make sure you keep showing up. Also, don't make your videos too long. Your videos should be short, under 10 minutes. I think 6 to 8 minutes. These should be bite-sized, digestible videos that people can watch, and then they can go and watch more if they want more of the content, right? So keep the video short when you're explaining legal concepts to someone who's having a legal issue. Keep it easy, keep it simple, okay? All right, let's wrap things up. So let YouTube be your trust building, client generating machine. You're going to educate your audience. You're going to connect with them. Because I can tell you, so many times I meet someone for a consultation and they are so excited to meet me. Like, that generally is not what happens. Most people are not excited to meet with a lawyer because, again, I'm helping people when they're dealing with things that aren't desirable. Who wants to talk about planning for their death? Outside of a lawyer, not a lot of people, right? But they are excited to meet with me because they feel like they've already gotten to know me through the videos, through the blogs, through our estate planning guide, through all these touch points that they've had. They already know they want to work with me. I have clients all across Washington state. They will drive 45 minutes past I don't know how many other estate planning attorneys because they want to work with me. And it's not because I'm the cheapest. I am not. I am not racing to the bottom of the barrel in my practice. Okay? It's because of the connection that they have with me, that they have formed through the videos, and that you can do as well with your potential clients. Okay? And also, we are going to invite these potential clients that are watching your videos to contact you to get the help that they need. So if you are a lawyer who's ready to start using YouTube and you're looking to open your law firm or grow your law firm, get more clients, create more revenue, make sure you push all the buttons. You know what to do. Make sure you stick around. There's a lot of content on here about opening and growing your law firm. And if you want one-on-one support from a lawyer who also runs a law firm, who has been there and is in the thick of it with you, I'd be happy to see if I'd be able to help you. My contact information is below. All right, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.